Hello, hello.
Hi.
Okay, so I have a mini segment. I think you and I find this amusing. It's about scores. We know scores probably more than a lot of women would know. Scores was a gentleman's club. I don't think it's there anymore in Manhattan. We learned all this because of Howard Stern. And Howard Stern used to go to Scores a lot. This is when he was still married and then newly single for a while. And even with Beth in the beginning, but then he stopped, right? Well, I learned a lot about Scores that we were never told on Howard Stern.
Oh, really?
I knew they went out of business because Ronnie, the limo driver, remember Ronnie, the limo driver, they opened the second one and he just helped design the place?
Yes.
Because when you want someone to help you design a club, you definitely go to a limo driver, a very brash, obnoxious limo driver.
We love you, Ronnie.
We love you, Ronnie.
He's never going to watch this, but whatever.
He's pretty cool with everything. Well, depends on the thing. But in any case, we didn't learn the really dark side of Scores.
There's a dark side?
There's an extremely dark side.
Besides what we heard?
Oh, no. You don't even know what okay. I was listening to the show I mentioned in the last episode, True Crime Feed. And this is if you like true crime, I think you'll find it entertaining. However, my one criticism, it's not to my taste in that they don't talk about pure murder a lot. I love pure murder. My favorite is Dateline. She went over the Dateline, but then she does a lot of other shows that are about crime, but not murder. Okay. And I really would prefer murder.
I have to say, when I listen to true crime podcasts, I will skip around. I don't want to hear about bank robberies.
No, it's annoying. Like, I want the high stakes. Because once we've had the taste of the high stakes, we don't want to go down. She actually made it 2 parts about Scores. That's how bad it was.
Wow.
I listened because how could I not listen? Scores man got a tattoo. That's Ronnie. And Howard comes out nicely. She said, oh, who used to go there? Well, there was the shock jock, Howard Stern, da-da-da. And then she listed a lot of people, like DiCaprio went there. Oh, they had a funny thing about, what's his name? Who's that guy that beats up people, the head of the motorcycle gang? He was friends with Howard. Chuck Zito. He got into a fight with Claude Van Damme, and they said, let's take it upstairs to a private room. And they said Van Damme got Van slammed. Of course, Chuck Zito kicked his ass. That's our Chuck. I feel like everybody that I know from Howard Stern is like mine. He's on my team,
I have to say, other than Howard's show, I've never heard of Chuck Zito.
Well, he actually was on some show, which don't ask me to tell you because I don't know. But he was on some show, and he was the head of the motorcycle gang.
Hells Angels?
Yes. Now, I know somebody who was in the Pagans, and the Pagans basically kicked everybody in the Hells Angels' ass.
Uh-huh.
But that's beside the point, I guess.
I only know that one Hells Angel. You know, the one that everybody knows. Curtis whatever?
I don't know. Curtis Blow?
That would be really funny. No, it's
not Curtis Sliwa. He was.
Yeah.
No, Curtis Sliwa. Wasn't he wait, I'm very confused.
Oh, no.
Is he on the subway?
Yeah.
Curtis Sliwa was a subway guy. He wasn't a Hell's Angel.
No, I'm telling you.
No, they're different angels.
Oh, Guardian?
Yes.
No,
there was something. They were on the subway.
Yeah.
No, that's not the same as the Hell's Angel.
I'm going to look him up.
Curtis Sliwa did not.
Go ahead. Continue with the show. I'm going to look it up.
No.
Curtis, how do you spell his name?
Sliwa. Anyway,
Curtis.
So listen to what Scores did. Scores is responsible for taking down the Gambino crime family. Do you hear me? Yes. John Gotti went to jail because of Scores. I'm not kidding.
That's crazy.
Tell me how funny that is. And we were completely in the dark about. But the one thing they did say was,
it is Guardian Angels. You were right. Sorry.
Yes, because that was in the subway, not on the motorcycle.
I was really hopeful. But by the way, it says he's an activist.
He is. He's a guardian angel. What do you mean?
An activist for what?
To help people on the subway not get killed.
The fucking subway. Where are they? I've never seen them.
Oh, the subway is really bad now.
No, but I've literally never seen them on the subway.
Nor have I. But they need funding, I guess.
Sorry, everybody. I was
wrong. Okay, I still want Mr. Curtis Blow to be part of it.
I do like Curtis Blow.
He's funny. Oh,
remember he had that Jerry curl?
I like him. Everybody with the Jerry curls.
What? The Jerry curl was a thing.
It was. In that book, A Birthday Cake for George Washington, it had such an uproar because it was such a bad book, right? And I asked you to get me a copy from the library, and you looked at it, and it was a guy that was enslaved by George Washington, and you look at him and you go, nice Jerry curl.
I don't remember that, but I could so see me saying that.
You just like cut it down to its core of what's wrong with this book. Never mind that slaves are excited to bake a birthday cake for George Washington, but the Jerry girl hasn't.
Remember that? What was that movie? Coming to America? And the guy sits on the couch. The Jerry girl.
Oh my God.
Who are the Hells Angels? Where are they? Are they?
They're
Are
a
they in
motorcycle.
California?
They're everywhere. They're everywhere you want to be. They're like, what's that thing? It's everywhere you want to be.
I don't
Visa.
remember. I know. Yeah.
Is that the commercial?
Yes.
The Hells Angels once, I used to have that store, remember?
Yeah.
And once they used to have biker night at my store.
Oh, yeah.
And one night the Hells Angels and the Pagans got into a fight and started beating each other. And there was blood all over my store.
Oh, nobody likes that.
Yeah. So there you go. They're everywhere you want to be, like Visa. Okay, so back to scores. Okay. Yes. Here's what this is crazy for so many reasons. Okay, so the guy that owned Scores, they were being muscled by the mob was horning in on them,
Yeah.
right? So they extorted them. And they're like, well, you have to give us a cut or whatever. And they
like on TV.
Yes, these things really do happen.
Cool.
Not
cool, but you know what I mean.
So first they were like, well, we want to be in charge of the parking. So they would take people's cars. Now, supposedly, Scores had negotiated a lower rate in some parking garage nearby. But no, the mob was taking all the money for the parking and just parking the cars wherever. And the cars were getting tickets, but then they would take the ticket off the windshield before they gave them back.
Oh my God,
so these people were getting the mail notices of these huge amounts of fines they had. But of course, they didn't say anything because they didn't want the wives to know they went to Scores.
Wow,
It was a whole racket. Yeah. Scores also broke the law. Did you know they're not supposed to show women's nipples? Maybe not anymore. I know at the time, right? So they put on like a real sheer thing on there. So it looked like they were, it looked like it didn't have a covering, but it did. And also
So it was a technicality.
Yeah, but they brought him into court and the guy put the pasties on all the women, but he said he dared them to pick out the ones without the pasties, but they all had the pasties. And so the judge wound up finding them anyway. I don't know.
Sneaky, sir.
But was a law for no lap dances. But they didn't have a way around that, but they just figured they'd wait and hope that the law would change because that was a big thing. And all the big celebrities, like I said, Leonardo DiCaprio, Madonna went there with, what's his name? The guy that got killed.
Tupac?
Yeah. Shakur. She went there with him. All the famous people. Howard comes off good because it said the most overall generous person was Howard Stern. And he always says he tips phenomenally, and he was telling the truth. So we know Howard didn't lie. Yeah. Isn't it good that he came off? I like that he came off well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I just believed him.
Well, what if he lied and he came out cheap?
That would be terrible. Upsetting. But I can't see him being cheap.
He's not. He's anything but. He's the man. So the Gambinos got more and more greedy. The FBI was watching the Gambinos. They saw that the Gambinos were still getting involved with Scores. So they approached the guy that owned Scores and they said, look, you're wanted on some federal warrant. He did some fraud thing in Florida. They said, you're going to go down for that no matter what. But if you become an informant for us, we'll tell the judge, to give you a much lighter sentence, right? So he decided to do it. But of course, it's very dangerous. So there were so many examples of how he almost got killed. Like and one time the guy got so drunk and he told the guy the whole history of the Gambino, how it's all ran, right? The Gambino guy, like one of the guys that was there. But they didn't have the wiring right. And they were like, oh, you're going to have to do that again.
Wow.
But then the guy had been so drunk he didn't remember, and he did tell him the whole thing again, and they got it, right? So wound up that that's how they got all this dirt on John Gotti, and that's how they took down John Gotti, is all the shit they got from the Scores thing.
Wow,
really? It's unbelievable, right?
Wow.
Right. So they told the guy, and the guy is so funny because he ran the strip club, but he was secretly gay.
Good for him. Well, he probably treated the girls much better then, right?
I don't know. They didn't get into that, but
because he wouldn't take advantage of it.
And he had a partner, and I guess the partner was also, I guess they were both involved in that other fraud thing too. So, this guy wrote a book about, that's how they know, like, this guy wrote a book telling the whole story. That's why it's really from his point of view, but there were two of them. And one night, the FBI was recording them. So they said, all right, you're going to have a safe word, and we'll bust in with the safe word. And the safe word is, I think I'm going to puke. But his business partner got really drunk and felt sick. And he said, I think I'm going to puke.
Oh,
He's like, no, you don't really mean that, right? He's like, yeah, I think I'm going to puke. And like, thank God. He's like, no. Like the FBI got the message, but they would have raided it. And then,
they would have blown everything.
Yeah. But there's a lot of stories like that. And so time came when the FBI was like, we got enough. They got Gotti. They got everything. They're like, time to go to Florida. And do you know that the judge, they were recommending a lighter sentence, but the judge in Florida didn't like them for whatever reason, threw the book at them, and they got the same sentence as if they hadn't been informants.
Wow.
Which is a really bad lesson, because the FBI is like, if you do this, other people are not going to want to be informants. She didn't care. Isn't that crazy?
Well, I mean, I guess there's no guarantees.
I guess I would want a guarantee. I guess that's a warning for any of you would-be informants.
I mean, they're still criminals.
But he risked his life. I mean, a lot of people, if you think about it, a lot of people get reduced sentences for nothing, just for bullshit, right?
I know, but he risked his life to save his ass.
Yeah, but he didn't
risk it for no reason.
But he
didn't risk it to do something good.
Yes, but he was told. I mean, look, the point is there was no reason to risk his life, and that's kind of upsetting when you've done all this, when you might as well have just gone to Florida to face the music automatically.
I know, but so people make promises all the time they don't keep. Like, why would you believe that?
But I'm just saying in this case it sucks. I mean, I do.
It does suck. I'm not saying it doesn't suck. But...
I mean, I'm saying like that's no good. Like, if you're going to be an FBI informant, I don't think I would unless I got something in writing, guaranteed me.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Unless you have something in writing, I'm sorry. I know this is going to sound like I'm so paranoid, but I don't fucking believe anything anybody says.
Apparently not. Well, I don't know. He wrote a book. Here's another weird thing. I guess I just answered my own question. You know how there's a law that you can't profit from your own crimes?
Yeah.
But he was never convicted on anything with scores. And so he told the true story of the Gambino thing, and I guess he could profit from that because he never got, that's interesting, right?
That is.
Yeah. So, and now, here's the other thing. They promised to put him in witness protection. They just gave him bus tickets back to New York.
Wow.
It's lucky the Gambino family completely fell apart.
Yeah.
Like, look at what's his name, the guy that also used to go on Howard all the time.
Oh,
he was on what's that movie?
What the hell was his name?
They made the movie
Goodfellas.
Yes, that guy.
What the hell was his name?
I don't know, but he was running around on Howard Stern and everything, and nobody came after him.
Henry Hill.
Yes, we love him. He's so funny.
Remember the caramel?
I was just gonna say that. What's her name? Lisa G they used to have a reporter on Howard Stern, and she's like, he said he wants to rape me or something. They're like, he's saying he wants a caramel macchiato. Yeah, but he was so drunk, he wasn't coming out right. But she had such a complex against men that she thinks everyone's out to assault her. Like, that's where her head was at, you know? I loved him. I thought he was a great guest.
He was.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Henry Hill. How many people say that? He was a great guest, and he made some paintings.
I know. Well, but he was also a murderer. We should mention that.
How many people did he really murder? We don't even know. Let's pretend we don't know. Look, can't be perfect.
Damn.
I don't know. I mean, if you see Goodfellas, people feel sorry for him in Goodfellas, right? He's a hero in Goodfellas.
I didn't get that.
He wasn't the hero in Goodfellas?
Other people might have thought so. I didn't.
What did you think he was? Bad? He wasn't.
Murderer.
No. It's from the movie is about him. You didn't feel any kind of attachment to that character?
No.
Oh, I thought that was the point of the movie. I don't know. It's a long time ago. I don't know. And I'm not going to say.
No, there's something about mob people that freaks me out.
I don't like the mob, but I think I only watched Goodfellas because we knew Henry Hill. You know, like, cause I watched it later. You know what I mean? Like, I was in reverse.
Yes. I normally don't watch mob movies because, once again, there's something about that. I could watch murder. Yeah,
the mob.
But for some reason, mob bothers me.
I know what it is. Because, like, first of all, why do you join something where you're either going to wind up dead or in jail? It's stupid. Why do you do it? I don't get it. Everybody thinks it's so glorious to be in the mob, but every single one of them winds up the same way.
Yes, I find them more disturbing than serial killers.
Yeah,
I don't,
and they just don't care about people at all. It's just like this, like, life is just a bit like it's transactional when you kill people, and people are just like, I could never watch that show Sopranos. I just didn't get it at all.
I did watch that show for a while.
Yeah,
because
No.
Because someone else was watching it. So I watched it.
My ex-husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not your ex-husband, my ex-husband.
Oh, because my ex-husband, you were friends with my ex-husband.
Yeah, but we didn't watch that together.
You didn't?
Live in the same house.
Oh. I thought you talked about it. That's all.
I'm sure we did.
Yeah.
But at some point I bailed. Most of those shows I bail.
It's not for me.
People think it's one of the best shows that ever was on TV.
Often, yeah, I don't get that. Not for me. It's so violent.
Me neither. I guess it was a good show. I'm not saying it was a bad show, but it wasn't my kind of show.
I remember they played one thing. I don't know what it was. I think I heard like an excerpt of it for some reason. Oh, they were telling the scene on Howard. These two hitmen from the Soprano guy kidnapped this one guy and they were supposed to kill him. And he somehow got loose and got away. So Tony Soprano's trying to tell them that he's like this operative, but operative from the Rush, somebody really well that they didn't know. And they thought he said that he's an interior decorator for some reason. And he's like, no, I said he's this and this. And he gets cut off. They're like, for an interior decorator, his place looked like shit. I don't know. It was funny.
That is funny.
But that's not for me. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyway, I thought the Scores thing was amusing. I don't think I would have cared at all if I didn't already know about Scores. But the fact that we never knew they took down the whole crime family is kind of... John Gotti went to jail because of Scores is kind of amusing. Because Howard never talked about that side of it at all.
Didn't.
Not at all. What else has Howard left out?
I don't know.
Our lives are just a big hole because we have only been educated through Howard Stern.
That's so true. By the way, I just want to point this out. It's on top now.
Oh, they moved it.
Yeah.
All
so
right.
We thought something was gone.
Did you see
on
it
this
last time?
app? No, I didn't. I just noticed
Maybe it wasn't
now.
there, though.
Maybe. Whatever. It moved. Shit moves. I hate when that happens. Are you all right?
No.
Did it come out of your nose?
Oh, I just almost... I held it in. I didn't want to spit it all over the equipment. Okay. Oh. All right. Wow. That was unnecessary. Quickly, I also want to inform everybody as a public service announcement that 23andMe has gone like bankrupt.
Really?
Oh my God. Their stock plummeted. Apparently, they said that it's not as many people are open to that. But then I looked up Ancestry because mine is with Ancestry.
Mine too.
They're fine. Yeah. Well, okay. But 23andMe apparently had a big breach because they say they can tell you about your health.
Yeah.
But they can't do that in Ancestry. That's not a claim. So apparently people are more interested in busting into 23andMe, or I guess I don't know. But they say that's one reason why Ancestry is more secure. But somebody in California, like Attorney General, said, close your accounts right away because it went bankrupt. They were all going to be compromised.
Oh.
So I don't know why. But it went down to like 22 cents a stock.
Oh, boy.
But the woman that was the CEO quit. But she goes, I'm only quitting so I can bid on this. Because she wants to buy the company. That's what she said. I don't know. She's trying anything because it said co-founder Ann Wojnicki attempted multiple failed buyouts before stepping down as CEO, but she said she only quit so she could buy it again.
Okay.
Wait, she was a CEO and CFO Joe Savage. Sounds like my name's Sel and then Savage. It's like I turned Savage. Is stepping in as interim CEO, but the future of the brand looks grim.
Oh.
Says people are not as eager to swab their cheeks. But I think that's bad. I think people should do it. I think this should be available because the law enforcement people are using it to find family members of the criminals. I think so we need this.
Some people don't want it.
I think they should do it.
I mean,
it's important.
I did it. I don't care.
I think that everyone should be tested and used so this way they can catch more criminals.
I know, but some people find it invasive.
Well, it is, but so what?
Listen, I'm with you. I did it.
I don't know.
But like...
they wouldn't have caught the Golden State Killer if not for that.
I know.
There's a lot of them. By the way, that show, The Happy Face Killer, that looks, speaking of yuck, creepy.
Yeah. Was that like on Hulu or something? I feel like I
saw it on Paramount Plus.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen it, but I hear the commercial because they play it a lot on these shows I listen to. And what's his name is the killer? This guy that's not usually a killer at all.
Who?
He's you know how I never know their names? I see them in my head. He was in a thing where he threw a baseball really fast.
I have no idea.
And he was. I think he was with What's that actress from Harry Met Sally? I think he was her partner.
Meg Ryan?
What's her partner's name? It's a guy, right?
Oh. Is it Dennis Quaid?
Yes, I think he plays the happy face killer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He said he.
Yes, because it's his daughter, right?
Yes.
The girl is his daughter in the show?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
You see how I had to piece that together? Meg Ryan threw a baseball. Which I didn't even see that movie. I saw the
Field of Dreams?
No,
that movie?
No, that's Kevin Costner.
That is Kevin Costner, right?
But there was another one where Dennis Quaid picks up a baseball and throws it really throws it, and then you see the thing and it. Apparently, he had played baseball and he quit, but then he throws it really fast, so he gets another chance. I don't know. I never saw the movie. I don't care. One of the things I can't stand is baseball.
I don't watch sports movies.
Not for
all.
me.
I'm not interested.
We don't like the mob and we don't like sports. That's it. Anyway, so that that movie, it says it's scary. I don't want to know. I know you like the serial killer stuff, but I like to know when people have a relationship with someone and they kill them. I'm fascinated with that.
I like that too.
I don't want the serial killers. They freak me out.
I'm very into serial killers. You know what I'm really into? And I watched yet another documentary. I can't even imagine how many documentaries and how many books I've read about Charles Manson. I can't get enough.
Wow.
Did
you learn anything new?
Yeah.
Really?
I did.
All right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes. Both sides. I don't know.
Obsessed.
I don't know. I thought it was interesting that he was friends with the Beach Boys.
Just one Beach Boy. The rest of them had no use for him.
I thought he hung out with all of them. I think we've said this before. And I think also it was interesting that wasn't he like an artist or something? Or singer?
No, singer, yeah.
I thought that was interesting too.
He wasn't even that bad.
That's what's interesting. That's it. All right, let's get on to our main event before we run out of time again. Okay?
Yeah.
Because we need to talk about the Karen Reed HBO documentary, The Body in the Snow.
Yes, I have not seen it.
We need to talk about it because the trial's coming. And if I don't talk about it in this episode, the trial will be passed or something.
Okay. Like I said, I haven't seen this, but in preparation for this episode, I did watch the Dateline.
It's basically the same.
I read everything online.
Right.
So I've got it.
Only thing, right. Well, I always tell you stuff anyway, you know? You know what I mean? But the thing about her, was she interviewed in the Dateline thing you saw?
Yes.
Okay, so let me ask you, how do you think she comes across?
I'm not, I didn't like her.
Right. Well, I don't either.
She's not likable.
Not likable.
Not at all.
Not at all. I think she's doing herself a disfavor by even talking.
By talking, yeah.
They asked her this documentary covers her more than anything, right? They don't interview the prosecutor and all that. They just interview her.
Yeah, most of this Dateline was her talking. And
well,
I'm like,
prosecutors don't go on things. They don't. It's like against their rules, you know? But,
I'm not even necessarily, I'm not leaning towards she did it.
Right.
Honestly.
It's a different question.
But
right.
Yes. Yeah. But I think she's not like just a sucky person.
She is. She's so like superficial and all that. Like she goes, I'm reactionary and I am, what's the other word she used? There was another word, but I'm like, oh shit, that's me. I'm like, am I her? I'm like, no. I am reactionary. Like I will really be reactive to something. It's not good. I don't have a poker face. I really react when people say something to me and it's a problem. And she said that. Oh, she said she's also a bit impetuous. And I am too. Yeah. Is she me? Am I bad? And she's not bad, but am I dislikable?
You're much more likable than she is. She just gave me a bad feeling. Like if I met her in real life, I would never be.
No, there's no way. She's
I wouldn't
bitches.
Right. I wouldn't give her 5 minutes of my time.
No, not at all. But it's worse than that. You know what it is? I listen, but I don't see them.
Oh, I looked online because I specifically wanted that episode.
Yeah.
And it's in the last season, the 33rd season.
I have listened to it, but I have not seen it. So I can't, I don't know what Karen looked like. But like on this one, they ask her, did you kill him? And she's got this fucking smirk on her face.
That was part of what they showed in the courtroom is that her and her lawyer were like laughing. And I'm like, if you're on trial for murder, you better not laugh.
How about caring about the guy is dead? Yeah. You know, you're not doing yourself any favors. I know. I agree. But
she did not come off well at all. Neither did her lawyer. He kind of came off like a douche too.
Which one? Not Jackson.
The big time lawyer, the one that
they're both kind of big time, but Jackson's the biggest. He's very smart.
Defended He defended people that were so guilty,
Whatever.
like terrible people.
No. Michael Jackson?
It?
I thought he was Michael Jackson's lawyer.
No, it was somebody else because I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It was people that I was like, really? I would not hire him.
Well, you know what? He got people off. That's what they care about.
He did, but it was people that I was like, really?
Well, whatever. He's good. He's good. He's a good defense attorney doesn't have to be likable. He just has to be efficient.
He was not likable.
He did
have good points. No, he did. He was a good defense attorney. Yeah. I did not care for him either.
That's okay because
the two of them were talking.
I will say this: we don't have to care about the defense attorney, but we just have to sort of respect him. But she should be likable because she's on trial, and they asked her if she did it. This is the first thing they do in that documentary. She's got this big smirk on her face. She's like, "No," I'm like, "Why the fuck are you smiling or smirking or whatever when you're being asked if you murdered somebody?"
Some people are like that.
And then she manages to take a diss right away on Hillary Clinton.
Did she?
She goes, there's only 4 women's suits available that don't make you look like Hillary Rodham Clinton, and I bought them all. I'm like, why are you insulting?
Why would she even say that?
Because she's a bitch.
Like, the Hillary thing aside, really? That's what you're talking about?
She was.
The suit you're going to wear?
That is what she talked about.
Whatever.
Right. So I thought that was rude. Why take a shot at Hillary? What did she do to you? You know?
I don't even
Poor
think
Hillary
she should
gotten so many shots at her. I think Hillary's suits actually look good on her. There's no problem do you have a problem with Hillary's suits?
No. I don't spend 2 seconds of my life thinking about her suits.
Well, Karen does because she cares about what she she says, well, I went mostly to dresses. And when the people are yelling out in the like on the streets at her, she's like waving a smile. And I guess they're her supporters, but she doesn't look at all like you're supposed to be a little reflective when you're on trial for murder, I think, you know?
By the way, can we talk about the people that are out there? Like, I get that they feel strongly, but there is literally never in my life been somebody that I would go stand outside with a sign about.
No.
Like, there's nobody I care about that much.
That's a small town. You know what? It's more of an event. In that town, they're like divided between people supporting. And I think it's wrong because I don't think to support the police, you don't have to be against her. I think it's just a question of if you think she's guilty. But the way they have it, the way it's worked out in that town is that they have the people that support the police, meaning that she killed him. That's how they see it. I'm not saying that's the way it is, right? Yeah. And then there's the people for her, which think it's a frame up. It's not even, it is about her, but it's about the fact that the police have created, they think there's a frame up.
Yeah, I'm fine with people having their opinion.
Well, in this town,
that you feel strongly
about. This is the local entertainment. You understand what I'm saying? It's not. This is this is the thing to do in that town.
I can't imagine that they don't have anything better to do.
I can see that happening here. You can't in this town.
What I'm saying is, I would never do such a thing.
I wouldn't either.
I have no interest in.
No, there's only if it was somebody I cared about personally.
I can't imagine who I would care about that much unless they were someone very close to
a relative or something.
They would have to be very close to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
but in that town, they all kind of know each other.
Listen, this town that we're in right now is a very small town.
I don't know everybody here though. Maybe because I am an outsider.
Well, when I first moved to this neighborhood, yes, I knew most of the people in this town.
I don't.
Because they're just all, I also worked in a local place.
So that's why you knew them more, yeah. Yeah.
Still, there is nobody.
I don't. Well, in any case, I don't know.
Whatever.
But I think it's more the excitement of they feel like this is people being in a group. This is people feeling like we have found a cause. And it's like a raison d'etre for them. I think when it's over, they're going to have quite the hole in their hearts. This is people
people had t-shirts.
I'm not going to be mean, but like I think a lot of them are lacking a little bit of purpose in their lives. And this has become their purpose.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Everybody finds their thing. And unfortunately, I think they all got sucked into it. And it's kind of like, it's like when people like when you feel there's an injustice, something when you like sometimes not women, but on shows, like a woman will find like, oh, there's this crime and it's wrong. They get that. It's like everybody's in on that, but they're not, they're just following Turtle Boy while he's doing it. By the way, he's been arrested.
Yes, I heard.
Which is crazy. Yeah. But that's not even, I missed that some. I saw a little bit, but
he goes a little hard too.
Oh my God, he went up to the people. I know that was wrong. But to be arrested, I don't know.
I don't know about being arrested,
he was
but
wrong.
he was being kind of ridiculous.
You know you're not going to learn anything, and you know you're just being annoying. No one's going to say to him, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm in on a cover-up." You know, like, it's stupid. Leave the people alone.
And
wait for the trial.
I understand he's very knowledgeable about what's going on. Like, I get all that, but he didn't need to be so blah about it.
He's using it as a way to gain notoriety and money and everything. And I don't know. It's hard. I think he definitely believes in her, but for him, it's like a source of income that really matters. He's really used it for a lot.
It's also weird that they talk on the phone. I find that very weird. It may not be.
I thought they texted. They talked on the phone?
I thought in Dateline they said that they talked on the phone.
I don't remember the Dateline one. I have to check that. But
I'm pretty sure they said they talked. It's not.
I think in a way I could understand, like, if you feel like persecuted every which way and suddenly there's a guy supporting you, I could see talking to that person. I don't know.
I don't think I would.
Well,
because I just feel like
they were trying to subpoena their conversations.
Yeah.
But they failed because it's true. It has nothing to do with the case.
It has nothing to do with the case, but I would feel like there might be an issue at some point.
Why?
I don't know. That's how I am. I would not want to do.
She has been talking to everybody, and
I wouldn't do that either.
Well, I think they've done a very good job of jury nullification. I mean, like, they're talking right now. This documentary came out. First of all, I don't think she looks good. I'll say one other thing about that first. They show her looking at a video, which is like the last video of John before he dies, right? And it's sad, like, because it's sad because it's his last stuff doing. He doesn't know it. You know, he's just getting out of his car or whatever. It's a very simple video. She goes, yeah, she does herself such harm this way. She's looking, she goes, yeah, I don't feel anything at all about him.
What?
She goes, I used to feel something, but now all I care now is, like, it was my fight, what I have to do. It sounds hard. It sounds terrible. Even if you feel that way, don't admit it.
No, and this is somebody that you love.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Apparently they were having trouble, but I mean,
even so.
I know. If you're accused of murdering somebody, cry.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's not doing anything to help herself.
She's very self-centered. She talks about her clothing a lot. When she got arrested, now, it was the second time she got arrested. She comes out in her pajamas and, like, those things, some of those skin things that used to be popular on the feet. You know, the Australian things that the people wore on the feet. Yes, but there were the slipper Uggs. Yeah. Right? So he's like, well, can I put something on? Da da da. I don't even have underwear on. Like da da. And this cop, the body cam cop goes, oh, she cares about what she's wearing. Look at her, like, he's like, bitch. I think he called her a bitch.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do that either. It's like the other cop, the one that got let go because he was texting shit about her.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Oh, that guy. That was crazy.
What is wrong with you?
Well,
you have to know.
You see, but that proves this is like the main investigator. Obviously, it shows that he has a prejudice against her.
Of course.
I mean, it's insane.
But you know, you're putting the whole thing in jeopery. Why would you do that?
Hopefully, he said, hopefully she'll kill herself.
I know.
And then he's like, well, that's just a figure expression. I mean, what is wrong with you?
Yeah, I mean,
it's wrong on so many levels.
You've got to know that this is going to come back to haunt you.
Well, no, he
and
didn't.
You're going to screw up the whole investigation.
Well, he didn't, obviously, right?
But you want justice for your fellow cop.
But the whole thing is a shit show when it comes to the evidence.
Such a shit show.
You know, and they really hone, like, usually I'm not saying I'm an expert, but in all the crime investigations I have listened to, and there's been a lot, right? They take time and really think it through and go through all the possible people. This time they were like, she got arrested in like 2 days or something ridiculous. And then they came back and they upped it to murder too, which is, I am related to somebody in the criminal justice system. And they were like, this is a overcharge. There's no way it should be murder too. It should be manslaughter. And to do it like so fast,
I know,
it's ridiculous.
Also, I know I don't know anything about the law. I'll start by saying that.
Right. I expect you to recite the. First of all, the law is different. Let's put it this way: law is different in every place. Like,
yes,
it changes a lot. Yeah,
but the collection of evidence. How is anybody prosecuting anybody after that? How is this not getting thrown out?
Because the reason why I didn't get thrown out is because he's a cop. And they have to prosecute that stuff,
Well, that's why I don't understand why these guys didn't go by the book. This is your fellow cop. What are you doing?
I think they might have.
If you
conspiracy people might think that they're covering up for the people that really did it. I don't know.
You know what?
The problem is that it's so poorly investigated. There's really no way to know.
Right.
That lawyer that you don't like made mincemeat out of the guy. The guy that collected the evidence and did the analysis on whether he got hit by the car and everything. This Alan Jackson's like, do you have a degree in whatever? No. Do you have a degree in whatever? No. Do you have a degree in whatever? He goes, well, what is your highest level of education? He goes, I have an associate's degree.
Oh, come
and
on.
It's in like basic criminal justice.
Wow.
Yeah. And he like wiped the floor with this guy.
And he should.
And he brought in an expert that was like top of the line. And that guy said, this doesn't look like he got hit by a car.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what is wrong with these people?
I don't know.
They
don't hire good people.
But everybody in this case is sketchy. And what is with that lady, the one who Googled
house long to die in the snow?
And she's saying that the timing is wrong.
Right. And they
well, chances
very rare. But they claimed, they brought in somebody that claimed, but like it's so freaking rare.
That
right. And then the other guy, okay, this Brian guy. Now, first of all, Brian, whatever his last name is, Karen Reed was texting with him. Now,
yes.
First of all, did you look at that guy?
Yeah, I know.
Unattractive, okay? And he couldn't believe. She goes, "You're hot." He goes, "Why do you think that?" Because she was with a hot guy. John was pretty good looking.
I agree.
I think that she is she's one of those women that constantly needs attention, and probably he wasn't giving her, but she could have been like sexually. She's someone that's exhibiting signs of having been sexually assaulted and acts inappropriately. That like reaches out for all kinds of sexual attention.
That's very possible.
Because there's something wrong with her. Because like, why would you be doing that when you got this hot boyfriend? Just break up with him and find another hot guy.
Also,
that's me.
I shouldn't defend her, but different people find different people.
But she was with John. Okay,
I know
and she's so friggin' shallow about looks.
I agree.
I'm not the guy. Not only look. He didn't come off as someone with a great personality either.
No.
I'm very attracted to people that aren't the best looking because of their personality, because of this. This guy did not sound like he was going to be any fun in any way.
No.
He sounded like a big old lump.
He did.
A lump. I don't want to date. And all she ever did was kiss him once anyway. The whole thing's weird. I don't think she even wanted to be with him because she could have been with him. Like, I think she wanted the attention. That's what I think.
Probably. Yeah.
So now he's got this motive for murder. She apparently was saying that John mistreated her and this and that. But I think it's a poor reason for him to kill the guy. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I don't. Yeah. I don't think he.
But why did he destroy that? Okay. One of the funniest things that happened was there was a series of missed calls and short calls between him and another guy. And it was like, everybody said it was a butt dial. So Alan Jackson's like, wow, it was a night of the butt dials.
Yeah.
All night long.
Well, listen, everybody's behavior was suspicious.
Right.
Every single one of them. Even her. Her behavior was
okay,
odd too.
But to me, okay. She is guilty of drunk driving. That's for sure.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. She was still drunk when they tested her, when they found the body. That's how drunk she was. She was still over the limit the next day. So you can imagine.
And she was like, oh, yeah, I had drinks, but I felt fine. I'm like, your blood alcohol.
Yeah. She was drunk ass. And she should get convicted of that. I don't even know if they charged her of that, to be honest with you. But I really hope drunk driving is something that she needs. Like, she should never drive again. Like, she should have that thing in her car where she has to blow.
The breathalyzer.
Absolutely. Because and why were all this, and the guy, John, every picture, like there's so many pictures of him, he's always got a drink. Why is everybody drinking so much? What's as I drink? I am drinking a little.
There's going to be a snowstorm. Like, what are you thinking?
Oh, the bar is closing down. Let's go and drink some more. And they're all drunk driving over there. Like, what is happening?
It was also weird that she was waiting for him to go in and check it out. Like, that whole thing was odd
I think it comes clear. Well, it comes clear because of that Brian guy. But I don't think I don't understand if he knew or not about the Brian thing. Apparently they'd been arguing. I don't know. But I think she didn't she really didn't know them all that well.
No, but
I believe that because I could see it really depends because you have to kind of be there. But I can understand. I've been in situations where, especially my boyfriend used to drag me along with people that I didn't know at all. And I had met them briefly enough to know, and I felt weird with them. I can't understand what she's saying, that I wouldn't want, but I just wouldn't have gone.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I would have dropped him off and I would have left.
But I think she had this thing where she might have felt left, like, she doesn't want to be without him. She feels like she shouldn't have even, her father said, don't go out tonight. She's like, I should have listened to him. Right? They had been fighting in the morning. Apparently they used to fight over his kids. He sounds like a great guy, and that his sister had died and he was raising her kids.
Know.
I mean, God,
I did feel bad for the kids because
awful.
Now he died. I mean, that's awful.
It's awful. So, and she was apparently, how like the girlfriend will get jealous of the kids? I mean, come on, like that bitchy thing to do. These kids have no parent. But she admitted she didn't come across that well with that either, right? She left. She was at her own house. She should have but I think she went out just because she doesn't, she has this thing where she has to have attention, has to be out. She should have just not gone, and none of this would have happened. If he had died, it would have been, they would have known it wasn't. I don't know if she's being framed. I don't know what's going on, but I will say the one thing that I think is the very biggest proof of all is the snowplow guy.
Oh, that I didn't hear.
The snowplow guy. This isn't an ordinary snowplow guy. This guy knows everybody in the neighborhood. He knew the house. He knew the house they were talking about. He knows it when he passes it. From growing up, he knew the people.
Right.
He had lights that showed everywhere. He was going at 2:30 something. It was not that long after all this happened. Supposedly, if she had hit him and left him in the snow, he would have been there. This guy said he wasn't there. Case closed.
That's odd too. Yeah, that's a good point. But at some point, she says, I hope the snowplow didn't hit him.
She said, I hope a snowplow didn't hit him. Yes. It's different. Because
it's just odd to me that this.
Because what? No, I don't have a problem with that, because I think she's trying to think of all the possibilities. Maybe he came out after she left. Oh my God, I hope a snowplow didn't hit him because he was drunk. I don't have. Okay, I also think they say the other two women that she was searching with, one of them is that house log to die in the snow woman. These other women claim that they don't see the body that she sees. I think they're gaslighting, and they do see it. I think they saw it.
After finding out that the other one Googled that,
I think they're lying to make it look bad. And you're like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I think they did. But first, say she hit him. She was dead ass drunk. Would she really remember the exact spot he landed? No. If she hit him, she probably took off immediately, right? So she wasn't waiting around to see where he landed.
And
so
by the way,
it goes right out the window.
If she did hit him, I don't think she did it on purpose.
No. Well, that's why murder's ridiculous. I think vehicular manslaughter, isn't that something?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, but that's less than manslaughter. They have manslaughter, and then they have murder too, which is insane. She would go to the jail for the rest. In Boston, you go to jail for the rest of your life. In other places, you don't. But there you do.
Yes.
Also, they have another weird rule. They only allow the closing to be an hour. And other places you could go on ad nauseum.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So Ann Jackson practiced with everybody. They had a team thing going. They met all the time, this and that, and they were really engaged. And they didn't show the closing, but and he nailed it. He had 5 minutes to spare, and again, everybody commented if they liked it or whatever. The other guy, the prosecutor, first of all, his opening was so boring. They showed jurors yawning, he was going over. You don't overtell in the opening.
Right.
You say, we'll present things that will show this, and you might throw in one or two tidbits. You don't you're not, it's like he's trying to tell the whole case in the opening, and it's too much, right? And in the end, he was blah, blah, blah. He got the 5-minute warning, and she's like, it's over. He's like, oh, can I say one more thing? He still ran it. This guy had the worst thing you can be when you're a prosecutor is boring. This guy had no game. You need a game. You need some kind of game.
Of course.
And the other guy walked all over him. So now they've got a new one. I'm like, oh God, she's going to be in trouble because now they saw where they made the mistakes. But the person that I know that I'm related to said there's reasonable doubt just by the way the whole thing was investigated. He said,
that's what I was thinking.
He's like, this should never have been retried. This should never have been tried, but it should never be tried a second time. And murder too, no way. First of all, also, you know about the jury, that the jury made a mistake. Well, they didn't make a mistake. They didn't ask the question, can we do some things? I find that intolerable that she was actually found not guilty of these two things. That is ridiculous. Okay. And now they're still, apparently they've been taking that to court. Now they got turned down, but they're doing it again. I'm sorry, but if they all still agree, they found it that way, they should enter that.
Oh, I agree.
It's like a technicality. It's like gotcha. It's like it's like when you're playing tag and someone goes on home and they're safe. That doesn't happen in real life. It shouldn't.
No, I agree. Like I said, everything about this, everybody fucked up.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this because God forbid she did do it. If I was his family, I would lose my shit.
Well, something bad happened to him. He's got injuries. Okay. And if I were his family, I would be very distraught. I think it's easy to blame her, right? And I'm not saying it in a bad way, but like, I can understand why they want to believe that, because they just want to believe that she did it and they're going to get justice. That's the easiest thing
for their family. Yeah.
I mean, the expert on the defense side, who was very well qualified, said that it's not consistent. But they did have DNA on her car, his DNA.
Yes.
Which you could say, well, he's been around the car a million times. But they found some hair of his, right? But how did that hair survive a nor'easter?
I don't know.
How is it still on there? Hanging on by a little hair.
And the other stuff is weird.
But then you have to believe that someone planted that. So what are you going to go into that? Do you believe it? I mean, I don't know, but I find it hard to believe that there was a hair on there. A hair on there. That could be a children's book. The Karen Reed murder. A hair on there.
Well, it is strange. Like someone brought this up, I guess her lawyer or somebody, that all of those people could be involved in that conspiracy and nobody fucked up.
What do you mean?
Nobody said something to the wrong person. No, it's weird.
Two of them destroyed their phones. Like the guy that she was flirting with.
Very suspect.
He destroyed, so
because why would you destroy your phone?
You could definitely find out more of what went on if the phones were around. And then the guy he was texting and calling also destroyed his phone. Or got rid of, for whatever reason. They're gone.
And they got rid of the dog.
Now, why has the dog been sent away to witness protection?
The dog was rehomed. That's weird.
Yeah.
Why would you suddenly after? Because they'd had the dog for a while. Yeah.
So is it?
No,
I mean, can you imagine if the dog attacked him and this is all to save the dog? I mean, that's crazy.
That's crazy. But listen, their behavior was completely suspicious.
Yeah. I don't know. But to me, the plow guy, because that plow came through very soon. It was way before maybe the storm was starting, but he would have seen the body. He was very clear. He knew the house they were talking about. He remembered not seeing the body. This is not like a plow guy that does like a million places. And, first of all, of course, if he saw a body anywhere, he would report it, right? So obviously he didn't see a body in the snow anywhere, right? And how heavy, it couldn't have been, it was before the really, really heavy fall. To me, that's the answer, that he wasn't there.
I would have to say yes.
So I don't know. It's annoying. I feel like I've been through the ringer and now it's happening again.
I know. I just, it's very unfortunate that she is such a dick.
Yeah. Because she also, whenever she talks, she's like, oh, now I'm packing up this and I hope I can pack up my suits and never wear them again. It's all about clothing and this and that. She talks, she shows her hair. She goes, if the humidity is this, I'll wear it straight. Otherwise I curl. Like, what is wrong with you? That's all you care about is what your looks.
Honestly, if you're on trial for your life.
Who cares? This is me any weather. Here I am.
I don't understand her behavior, but.
And I'm floored that she's had multiple opportunities where she's gone on all these interviews. And that's why I asked you how you thought. Could you try? Doesn't her lawyer coach her how to be likable? What is this?
And if you're not likable,
don't talk.
Shut up.
Yeah, but you should try. Okay. And if you're in trial for your life, try to be likable.
Clearly she doesn't get that.
I don't know.
Which is sad. I mean, if she's innocent, it's sad that she can't even get her shit together.
I don't know. There's a lot of questions, but the thing about American justice is if there's reasonable doubt, you have to acquit them. That's how it goes. And it's right. Because it's way better to let a guilty person off than have an innocent person convicted. Because that's awful. That's the worst travesty.
Listen, I think there's a lot of reasonable doubt here.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But, well, they had the hung jury after I think it was 5 days or something. And then all the people outside cheered. There was a hung jury. They were probably happy because they get to come back. Oh, goody, the party continues.
That's so weird to me. I mean,
they were, oh my God, it was so funny. Because when they found that the jury was coming back, right? They all were sitting on their own cell phones, but on speaker, I guess. So one lady goes, the jury's coming. The jury's coming. Another woman goes, shut up.
Here's what I don't understand.
Tell me that's not
what's wrong with these people?
They don't sound like they even like each other. They're all sitting out there. I wouldn't want to sit outside with people I don't like.
And here's the thing about all of these people, the people outside, the people inside.
They're wearing pink. Yes. It looks like a breast cancer meeting.
I know.
But apparently that's her favorite color. But she goes, I love pink, but I never wear it. That's what she said.
And nobody seems to remember that this man is dead.
It's tragic. It is. It's very sad.
And this family has to watch this.
And out of all those cops, he seems like the most likable one.
Right.
And that's why I think they might have killed him. Look, here's my theory. A lot of times you hear about corruption in Boston. Okay, it's just kind of heard about, right? What if he knew some dirt about one of them and they were asking him not to say anything and he refused? That would be a good motive for murder.
I mean, it's possible.
Because he does seem like a nice guy. This was a single guy. And he said, no, I'm taking those kids. Like most people wouldn't do that, you know? That was very sweet. He just sounds like I don't know the guy from Adam, but he sounds like a really, it's just like, I feel like he might be the one that would stand up against injustice and want to tell the truth. But here's where you make a mistake. Let it be known. If you refuse to cave in and you want to tell the truth about something, lie and say, okay, I'm going to lie until you get away from those people.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the thing to do. Never admit to anybody you're going to turn them in. Just say, oh, I would never turn you in, and then turn them in. Don't say it. Because they're going to kill you. This happens a lot. Nobody learns
don't
this.
we?
No, they don't learn this. It happens a lot.
On every TV show, when you yell at the person on the TV.
But I think that could have happened to him.
Oh,
I don't know this for sure, of course. Nobody does. But I mean, don't you think that's the most likely reason? It's much more likely than that Brian guy killing him because of whatever reason.
No, I don't think he killed him because of the system.
I just don't know.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, apparently Brian and John had been arguing. Why did they go to the house if they're having a hard time? I don't even know what's going on.
I thought that was weird too. The whole thing is weird.
There was no reason to even go there.
Like I said, everything about it is weird.
Yeah. I think there's things we don't know. Karen either thinks she did it and left, or she's innocent of she's not involved with the rest of them because she wasn't being texted at all. She wasn't being called. She just went home. We know she definitely went home because her Wi-Fi from her phone clicked into his Wi-Fi. That's the thing. These days, you can't get away with shit because you're placed no matter where you go. So she was placed there exactly when she said she would have arrived, which, so it's either she hit him and left or she's innocent of all.
I know, but I don't think in this case we're ever going to know.
I mean, snowplow guy seems that's if he didn't see him, he didn't see him. He said he has very big range, and obviously he would have reported if he saw a body.
I would think so.
Of course he would. He seemed like a very nice guy. He was a very good witness. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing this again. I think it's because he's a cop, I guess. I don't know. I do feel horrible, but I would feel horrible. It's not because he's a cop. I just feel horrible for anybody that died. So, this seems like a great guy taking care of his niece and nephew. Those kids are the worst victims of all. Now they lost their mother and their father in such a short period of time.
I know.
And now they lost him. I guess another family person must be raising them.
I think they said the parents.
What parents? Oh, John's parents.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel sad for them too. They've now lost
that's
these
awful.
People.
That's awful.
It's just awful.
Yeah.
The whole family just.
It's his sister died and he died, so the mother has lost 2 children.
Yeah.
I mean, having lost a child, it's awful. That's the worst thing that could happen.
It's just.
I can't. It's awful.
The whole thing is sad.
Yeah, and it is kind of getting lost because, I mean, maybe it's not if you're listening to the other side only. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there, but honestly, but unfortunately, if she's guilty, I just don't think there's enough proof. I don't know. Like, she really has done everything to. I was like, ugh. I started watching. I'm like, she's so unlikable. I didn't even want to continue watching it.
I only saw that special, and someone had told me before. They were like, oh, she's ugh. And I'm
Yeah.
like, well, I
And
don't
I'm like,
know.
does she even have any friends? But then I saw there were a few friends in the document because most people you see them with their friend, but she was like always alone doing her clothes, this and that. I'm like, I don't think anybody likes her.
No, I think her brother was on the Dateline.
The brother with the Lexus dealership, and they think that he gave Turtle Boy a Lexus.
Yeah.
Well, that's a brother, but I'm saying you have friends. It's different than your family.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I said,
how many of us have them? I don't know. That's all we can say about that, though.
I guess we'll see what happens.
Well, it'll be interesting, but but the thing about this case is it never would have blown up if not for Turtle Boy.
Yeah,
which is funny, right?
Somebody named Turtle Boy.
I wonder if he'll get convicted.
I don't know. I think that's nonsense.
Well, he did harass them, but
yeah, but it's like her. Just because you're a dick doesn't mean you've done something illegal.
Actually, that is a very interesting question: is how far you can go. Like if you see them, he didn't go up to them. Like he went up to them in public, but is like that. That's actually an interesting thing.
How many times do you see these reports on the news and you're like, how the fuck do they do that?
Yeah, but they don't. I mean, he was like, she was sitting with her kids. Like, I don't do reporters do that.
Don't you ever see them going up in somebody's face?
I don't.
Like, oh, your family was just murdered. How do you feel?
That's right. But they're walking along like that's when they're doing the whole walk like in and out of court or something. But this was like they went up
to their house. They do. They ring the doorbell.
I don't know. I haven't seen the news in so long. I used to get all my news from Robin, but then she stopped doing the news, so now I don't get news.
Oh no,
I'm only kidding. I read news.
These people
see. I read the New York Times, so I don't know. I've lost the physical. I've lost the video.
People get in people's faces.
Well, then
people who have just had a horrible thing happen to them.
And these people that he's harassing did not have a horrible thing happen to them. I mean, their friend died, but it's not as bad as.
No, is it in poor taste? Yes.
Yeah.
Is he being a dick? Yes.
Yeah.
But is it illegal?
Well, I guess we'll see about that too.
I guess we will.
Interesting. Oh well. All right. Well, I guess we've done a reasonable amount of time here. Let's see. Do I have any quotes? Oh no,
I actually do.
See, my quotes are messed up because from last time.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I don't think I even. Oh, I ran out of time. I don't have quotes. What do you have?
I have a few.
Good. Maybe
I don't know which one to do.
Do more than one because I don't have any.
I'm going to do Stephen King because I just love him
what's
so
your
much.
Okay.
It doesn't. I mean, it does apply, but it doesn't apply. Whatever.
All right.
He said, "What Darwin." I'll start again. What Darwin was too polite to say, my friends, is that we came to rule the earth not because we were the smartest or even the meanest, but because we have always been the craziest, most murderous motherfuckers in the jungle.
I like that.
How true is that?
Very true. What's this Anne Rule?
Yeah, I like Anne Rule. So, and I agree with her. The why of murder always fascinates me so much more than the how.
Oh, of course. Well, that is it entirely.
Yes.
Wait, what's the other one? Show me. Let's see. What's Hitchcock say? Show me.
Alfred Hitchcock. Some of our most exquisite murders have been domestic, performed with tenderness in simple, homey places like the kitchen table.
Yeah, you see, those are the kind of murders I like.
Yeah.
My favorite murders. By the way, there's a podcast called My Favorite Murder.
Oh, I like that one.
You like that?
I do.
So boring.
Oh,
they're not funny at all.
Oh, I like them.
What did they do that's funny?
I don't know. I just enjoy them.
God, I tried it twice, and I felt like these girls are simpletons.
I mean, I haven't gone back to it, honestly. I used to listen to it.
Like, blah, 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 like nonsense. Like, I don't like
I did like them.
I gave it 2 tries.
Like I said,
there goes our sponsorship with them.
I haven't gone back to them.
Yeah.
But I used to, I mean, that was a while ago, but I felt like I liked them.
I really couldn't even get to the murder part. I found them kind of insufferable.
Well, you would hate the one that I love.
What's that?
Gen Y. I love that.
Okay. I think I tried that too and didn't like it. What are they doing on that?
They just go over a murder case.
But not fun, in a fun way?
No, they're very matter of fact. It's not that I don't think they're fun.
I don't need fun. I need either like very serious but these girls think they're funny, but I didn't find them to be funny.
These guys are very serious.
Yeah.
And there's something likable about them. I don't know what it is.
And it's murder cases?
Yeah, they do one case a week.
I thought I looked at it and it wasn't
not
murder.
all murder.
Yeah, I think I wound up with it
And
when
I
it wasn't
do
murder.
skip around.
Yeah.
I go for the murder cases.
Okay,
Sometimes they're unsolved. Sometimes
no, I want solved.
a lot of them are solved.
Yeah, because I hate unsolved cases. It's so annoying.
I'm okay with those. But
Why? Then you don't know. No, I want to know.
Okay with
no,
that.
we need to know. Jen, no.
I just there's something very likable about them.
I'll give them another try. I think when I looked at it, it wasn't any murders that I could see, and I'm like, forget it.
You have to go through the episodes because
Yeah.
they're not all.
Mm.
Like sometimes I skipped them. Like the other day, there was a bank robbery one. Like I said, I have no interest
Boring.
in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll tell you, I give a little plug for I Think Not, which is, they're very amusing.
I'm going to try it.
But I will say you have to skip around because sometimes they don't have murders either. We want murders, people. Let's go. Murder, she spoke. I sound nice, don't I? All right. Well, with that, I don't have any quotes as a first, but I gave you several quotes in the last episode, so I hope those
funny,
tied you.
last episode I didn't have any.
I don't know what to say. But I really, you know what happened? I was doing my research and I had a trouble with my prescription, which I talked about in the last thing, and that I walked away without looking for quotes.
That is a life sucker.
Oh my God. Well, at least I'm going to go now. Wish me luck.
Good luck.
And this will be 2 weeks later when you hear this.
I also
3
have a
weeks.
prescription to pick up.
Uh-oh.
That wasn't available, but now it's.
Okay.
I didn't have to fight with them.
That's good. You're lucky. All right, guys. Well, we'll see you next time. Au revoir.
Good day.